So small signal amplifier is the title to that module 3. Okay, so first concept in that 3.1, which I will be referring as 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3. These are the sub contents of the module 3. So in 3.1 you will be learning about the AC load line amplification. Then what are the small signals and why do we need the analysis of the small signal? Okay, and you will learn how to draw a model for this AC analysis for small signal amplifiers, wherein you will have to do the analysis for finding out input impedance, output impedance, voltage gain, current gain. Current gain is not that important, so it will not be referred for many number of stages, because as yesterday's guest lecture discussion we have already you might have already come to know that current gain is mostly applicable in E-MOSFET, and largely applicable are input impedance, output impedance, voltage gain for BJT, FET and E-MOSFETs. Fine. Based on that, this is your 3.1 module, which I'll be starting currently after a small interval of time after discussion of syllabus. So 3.2 is a small signal analysis of various amplifiers. Here it is E-MOSFET now. 3.1 will be dealing with BJT, 3.2 will be dealing with E-MOSFETs, and last is the multi-stage amplifier. Fine. Multi-stage amplifiers also you have come across yesterday. Maybe you may recall it to yourself. I will ask a question if required, but at present I'm not going to ask anything. So next, 3.1 module. Here in this case, you will be learning something about the load line. Load line of AC is nothing but referred as DC load line itself. So you are quite well aware of it. Then the model of a small signal representation as a two-port network. Then analysis of a small signal model. Then DC analysis, wherein you have to find out a Q point, wherein Q point determines your quiescent or a stable condition collector current, and a quiescent or a Q point VCE or collector to emitter voltage. And then problem based on this, fine, you will have an AC analysis, wherein you have to find out the input resistance at the input terminal, output resistance and voltage gain of a common emitter amplifier. As I had been oftenly referring that we'll be using only common emitter configurations, since your syllabus is mostly focused on common emitter amplifier, and you have largely seen that what are the advantages of various configuration. I hope you recollect from the guest lecture. Various stages were described, various configuration, and what are the advantages of the various configuration regarding BJT, FET, and E-MOSFET. I will also discuss, don't worry about it. But at present, common emitter configuration is the main role of your syllabus, because it has a large advantage. It has a stable current gain, voltage gain, and input and output impedance are moderate, they are not high. So you can very conveniently map or match your load to the amplifier as well as input also to the amplifier, so that there will be no sourcing or sinking of a current, and there will be no imbalance in the biasing of the amplifier. Next is 3.2, that is small signal analysis. Here hybrid pi model you will be learning about. Equivalence of hybrid pi model and RE or R pi model, both are equivalent. So how they are equivalent you will be learning, and based on that analysis of these models, that is hybrid pi and RE and R pi model, analysis of the above model for finding input impedance, output impedance and voltage gain. Fine. So this is largely more on analysis, and theoretical part comes over here. Introduction to multi-stage amplifier, role of multi-stage amplifier, various types of multi-stage amplifier which are described as direct coupled, transformer coupled, RC coupled amplifier, their working, circuit description, then advantages, disadvantages, and application. So after studying this module, what you are going to learn, or your objective behind learning this particular module, is to help you in knowing or get you aware about the AC model, what is existing, that is hybrid pi model, RE model, and RPi model, and then their analysis based on DC analysis as well as AC analysis. Both of these analysis are possible to apply one after the another from the superposition theorem. That is how we take the help of superposition theorem to determine Q point as well as its performance at varying frequency or in real time domain, which is called frequency variation. So in this way, this will be first objective. Second objective is to help you in designing some small amplifiers. And lastly, thirdly, you will be learning about the multi-stage amplifiers. Okay, I think yesterday's guest lecture also had covered like which is the best multi-stage amplifier. It was common emitter to common base configuration, which largely help in maintaining every parameter, that is input impedance, output impedance, current gain, voltage gain, all these factors which decide the performance of the amplifier are maintained constant by CE and CB configuration combined together to form a multi-stage amplifier. Now we are not worried whether we are using a direct coupled or RC coupled or transformer coupled. Those are the different types, but the base configuration is CE and CB. Similarly, CS and CG. In case of MOSFET, if you are worried about, then the best ever application is the Darlington pair, as he had aptly described. Okay, so this is your introduction to syllabus. Any doubt till here?
Ma'am, do we have to study about the transformer coupled?
Yeah, you have in your syllabus. Means circuit description, working, and application.
Okay.
And it is advantages and some drawbacks also there in that.
Okay.
That we'll learn when our right step comes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Still any doubt on the syllabus? Okay. The book referred will be Microelectronic Circuits and Devices Designs by Neiman, first one. And second will be Electronic Designs and Circuits by Boylsted. If at all I'm referring any outside material like say any IEEE paper or IET paper under the standard organizations, I will let you know. Maybe I referred in multi-stage amplifier. Yeah. Any doubt till here? Fine. Then we'll go to analysis of hybrid pi equivalent circuit. Am I sharing hybrid pi equivalent circuit?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the screen largely available?
मैम एक हाँ मैम आप जूम किया ना अभी
Yes. हाँ.
Fine. So here, hybrid pi equivalent circuit. What is the need of this equivalent circuit? First slide will be describing you. Okay. So the need of a mathematical model. Yeah.
You can start the slideshow, so it will show you in full screen.
Slideshow. Oh, full screen. No, that is all right. But I am not aware from student side of view ki how it looks like. I don't mind starting. We'll just try. No issue.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Then it's all right. Can you tell me now, is it approachable?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So need of mathematical model, it helps you to understand the real-time relation between a sinusoidal signal in current and voltage requirement of a circuit. Okay, so determine the relationship between the sinusoidal variation in current and voltage in the circuit. Now here, as I very few seconds back I said, we can do the analysis on both the platform, DC analysis as well as AC analysis separately by using superposition theorem. So it can be applied, or it is applied definitely by using this mathematical model. Now you may be very curious as to why we are doing both the analysis. So DC analysis helps you to understand whether your circuit which you have considered is really suitable as an amplifier or not by determining the Q point. Okay, and then you are performing AC analysis as to understand how your AC parameters are varying. Now what are the AC parameters? Are input resistance, output resistance, and the voltage gain. We'll be talking largely on voltage gain. We are not worried about the current gain. Okay, because most of our devices, electronic devices which are there, they are considered only for magnitude of a voltage signal and not a current. Current is rarely defined. It comes only in the differential amplifier. So differential amplifier package is totally taken care by an operational amplifier defined by an IC 741. So we are not worried about it. It is totally independent of the section. So at present, we'll focus only on E-MOSFETs and MOSFETs. E-MOSFET and FETs and BJT. Okay. So third point, to obtain a linear uh, amplifier to amplify time varying or an AC current voltage signal which are small in amplitude. Okay, this is very important. So our requirement, can anybody tell me what will be the actual amplitude of our input signal from the yesterday's collection of your knowledge? It's very
Ma'am,
small.
very less, ma'am. Yes,
Very
ma'am.
less means you tell me in terms of some magnitude, not
Ma'am,
milliamperes, amperes, millivolts, volts, like that.
ma'am, the millivolts and milliamperes only.
Yeah, correct. So that is how you define your small signal. And fourthly, uh, in amplitude to ensure linear relationship between the AC signal. Fine. So your amplitude should vary linearly with output amplitude should vary linearly with the input signal amplitude. That is the meaning of the thing. That is all you're going to analyze in the mathematical model. Next, small signal hybrid pi equivalent circuit. Now here you can see this arrow cursor. You can see that? Okay. So this is a transistor which is in common emitter configuration. As it was told as how to understand a common emitter configuration, by this time you might have learned yourself also, or from the knowledge I am discussing. Here this emitter is made common and we are using only two terminals over here, that is the base and the collector. So if any terminal which is common to ground, it is defined in terms of that. So this configuration which is drawn to the right side of left side of the screen is nothing but a common emitter configuration. So I have to define its equivalent two-port network. So what is this coming? This is an base to emitter resistance R pi, which is internally present between the base and the emitter. This is coming because of the presence of the diode, which is forward bias by 0.7 volts. If I'm applying some signal over here, either a AC signal or DC signal, so whatever these small parameters which are shown, small VBE, small VCE, these are referring to your AC signal. So we are moving from DC to AC. So please remember the polarities. If it is written small, it has to be AC. So clear-cut indication, this will help you in understanding whether the given circuit is in AC or DC. So small IB current, this IB is also small. So we are moving towards AC signal, AC analysis. So here also VBE, which is shown, this is AC signal. VCE, which is shown to the output terminal, small VCE, it is AC. And large parameter which is shown VCE, that is a DC polarity. Okay, so coming to the base to emitter terminal, it is observed that there is a resistance R pi which is existing between the base to emitter. We will understand how to define this R pi in the next coming slide. Now this GMVBE, this is a current source flowing from collector to emitter terminal. This is collector, right side, left side of the diagram, second diagram represents your base, right side represents your collector, and this is your common emitter. Fine. Okay, so hybrid pi equivalent circuit, how to relate these parameters now, how to define your output current and input current. So this particular factor, delta IC upon delta IB, this is nothing but the current gain, which is defined as a DC current gain. Okay, so delta IC, the differential change in the current due to the time variation of an AC signal, delta IC, it is beta times delta IB here. Or you can say delta IC is the differential change of current. So differential change of current is nothing but equal to current gain. So therefore, your time varying current signal or AC signal, AC collector current is beta times the base AC current. Only this factor beta is defined by a quiescent point Q. So there has to be some stable parameter if you're defining some relation. So if I say IC is proportional to IB, by what factor it is proportional? It is proportional to by a factor of current gain beta. So beta is nothing but a DC current gain. So this is how you define your current relation. So what about, this is about the magnitude. What about the phase relation? Can anybody tell me? Phase relation also remains proportional. There is no change in phase of the collector current and the base current. Only voltage will be undergoing a phase relation in case of common emitter configuration. Any doubt till here? Anybody? No doubt? Hmm?
No, ma'am.
Next, equivalent AC circuit. This you have already learned. So phasor relations and parentheses are shown in parentheses. So see here, VBE is proportional to VCE. Similarly, this DC voltage VBE is also proportional to the DC voltage VCE. Okay, and emitter current is equal to collector current, which is a DC collector current in this case, and it has to be because both are in phase relation. AC collector current and DC collector current both are in phase. Similarly, your base AC current and base DC current, these are in proportion with reference to phase. Similarly, even your emitter AC current and emitter collector current, they are in phase. Means I can collector AC collector DC current and collector emitter current both are same. Do you agree on this statement? Yes, anybody?
I didn't understand that part.
Yes, ma'am. The like how
At
it's
the junction,
communicated.
like how it will be
See,
addition or
no question of addition. No question of addition. Please mute yourself. Here. Now suppose um, पेन सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा. Okay, so in this case, fine, the base current, it is not helping me to draw only. Fine. So this base current, you can see this base current by the cursor. Can you all see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the base current, which is a DC base current. Fine. Whatever is shown in parenthesis, or you can say in the round bracket, those are the DC parameters. So this is IB, this is IC. Now, since emitter was grounded in the previous circuit, here emitter is grounded, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So based on this, I will always say the current flowing into emitter is the collector current, right? Yes or no?
And just because that IB is fairly small, that is why, no?
Yes. IB is
Like it's negligible.
yeah, almost like it is in microamperes, right? So it is
Okay.
almost like ignorable. So, and you can move ahead to show that I is equal to IC. So you only yourself gave the answer. Fine, that is good. Okay. So here common emitter current gain, that is R pi into GM. Okay. So R pi is nothing but beta into Vt upon ICQ. Vt is the temperature threshold voltage that is existing between the collector and the emitter junction. So Vt is standard value we get as 26 millivolts. So Vt is generally referred as 0.026 volts, and ICQ is the quiescent current. So R pi is given by this particular factor beta Vt upon ICQ, and GM is transconductance, which tells you it is measured for output current upon output voltage. So when nothing is applied, your quiescent current is existing, and this is the output voltage that is existing between collector to emitter terminal Vt. So ICQ upon Vt. So R pi GM is nothing but equal to beta. Okay. So maybe in some of the problems you are expected to find out what is R pi and what is GM, and knowing the value of beta. So that time what equation, what relation you are going to use? R pi is equal to beta Vt upon ICQ. Okay. And GM is nothing but ICQ upon Vt. So this somehow you have to remember, or you directly remember from the definition that R pi is a resistance that is existing between the base and the emitter terminal, and it is given by the output voltage upon the output current, or you can say R pi is an inversely proportional to GM by a factor of beta. Fine. So GM is nothing but the transconductance, not transconductance, it is conductance. So GM is a conductance which is referred as output current upon output voltage. This you have to remember, this parameter in two-port network. So, yes, any doubt?
Ma'am, R pi should be inversely proportional to GM, no? Because
Correct.
it,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, okay, ma'am.
Yes. Right. So small signal equivalent of CE amplifier. Now whatever was the knowledge used for drawing your model, you have to refer to draw your CE small signal equivalent of CE amplifier. Now here this is an amplifier that is given VCC, V0, here V0 is taken. Okay, so I will just describe the circuit. This is a common mode configuration, a common emitter configuration, because here you can see emitter is grounded, here ground has to be there. So common emitter configuration. Now we are applying an AC signal along with a base bias signal. Fine. So if it is in common emitter configuration, what should be the state of an active region? Can anybody tell me? When this common emitter configuration will work in active region or in linear region, what should be the biasing? Common emitter biasing has to be in linear region. So how do we bias this common emitter configuration?
Ma'am, base and collector should be reverse biased and
Yes.
collector and emitter forward biased.
Collector and emitter forward bias. What about the base to emitter?
Ma'am, forward biased.
Good. May I know your name? Because at present I cannot go back.
Ma'am, Payal.
So base to emitter junction is forward bias. Similarly, collector to emitter junction has to be forward bias. So these two factors of forward biasing your common emitter configuration, you are going to take into consideration, assuming that it is in linear operation. So for that you will be doing your DC analysis. I haven't done a DC analysis over here. So first step, right before analyzing AC analysis, you have to perform DC analysis, which is not shown on this slide. Okay, it will be very apparent when you will be doing the problem based on this. Okay, so now moving to an AC model. So this transistor which is shown over here and which I am showing by the arrow or the cursor, it is represented by this model which is shown by a rectangle. So small signal equivalent of this transistor. So between base to emitter, you might be noticing that I have drawn a resistance R pi. Okay, and between collector and emitter there is a current source GM-VBE. Of course this VBE has to be now AC, not DC. Okay, so here V pi which is existing across R pi is nothing but a DC voltage signal, that is 0.7 volts. Just remember. And VCE, DC VCE, which is existing at the output terminal, is equal to the AC signal, output AC signal. Here, VCE, this is VCE. This is DC polarity, this is AC polarity. Just don't confuse. Whatever small parameters are shown, that is meant for you to understand that they represent an AC signal, and whatever are the capital alphabets written, they represent your DC parameters. So just don't confuse on this configuration. Okay, and what is represented at the input is your resistance source. Here I have written RB. I'm sorry for this. Please make a note of this correction. This should be RS. So RS is existing between the base and the positive polarity of the voltage signal. Fine. Then between collector and the ground, that is emitter, there exists a resistance RC. Now you will be worried, what is happening to the DC signals? What, can anybody tell me what is happening on the DC signal? Yeah. DC signal and the capacitors, if at all are present, what will happen to them? They will be working as a short circuit at the AC analysis, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. My capacitors
Yes,
are
ma'am.
removed for DC.
Yes. And what you will do about DC? You will?
Remove them short.
Yeah. Remove means practically short them, right?
Yes,
For our theory point of view. And if it is you're performing in the lab, then you will have to remove them. That's right. Yeah. So in this way, we have to find a voltage gain now. Okay. So voltage gain is a ratio of V0 upon Vs. These are all your AC parameters. So this should be small V0 upon Vs. So how do we find out this output voltage V0 now, which is also equal to VCE? So you can see that current flowing is GMVB. Now here this is your resistance RC. So take a product of these two GMVB into RC. So that will give you an output voltage V0, which is also equal to your DC voltage signal VCE. So V0 is an AC signal which is sinusoidal. Depends on the nature of the AC signal you give or we are using for analyzing amplifier. So we can use any of the three which are available in our laboratory, that is a sinusoidal, triangular, or a ramp. That those are mostly available in our function generators. So we'll be selecting sinusoidal signal, and here voltage output AC signal, what you get is GM V pi into RC. So now coming to the input side, we have to calculate V pi, which is an AC signal again, once again. So you observe that it is occurring across R pi. I have often referred here this RB. So please make a note, it should be RS. So here R pi is equal to this V pi is nothing but you apply voltage divider. Vs is acting, or Vs is applied across these two resistance R pi and RB. So R pi V pi is nothing but equal to R pi upon R pi plus RB into Vs. Here this. Okay. So now what you do is you find out Vs from this relation. So V0 is equal to A0 is equal to V0 by Vs, which is nothing but minus Gm R pi Gm RC into R pi upon R pi plus Rs. This is RB, it is written, it should be Rs. If you have any doubts, please discuss. We will have a discussion based on that. Raise your doubts, we'll discuss on that. Go through the slide, understand. If you have doubts, ask your doubts. From this slide
Ma'am,
onwards, yeah.
the DC analysis that we do is just to get all those DC parameters.
What are those DC parameters? Can you please elaborate so that students can understand much better?
I'm like VCE.
We see EQ and ICQ
Yes, ma'am.
to find out the linearity of the amplifier.
Amplifier.
Whether it is, we have to understand it is working in linear region so that no instability is generated in our amplifier. About AC analysis, any doubt is there? How to draw a circuit or something like that? Please understand the model. This is R pi model. This whatever circuit I have drawn, since it is referring to resistance R pi, it is called as an R pi model. This R pi is drawn, so it is referred as an R pi model. We in the syllabus, when I was displaying the syllabus content, you might have come across like hybrid pi model, then RE model, R pi model. So it is an R pi model. Okay, can we move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Any girl student is having any doubt? Shruti, Neha?
No.
Payal, Aditi, both the Aditis. Okay. Okay. So problem solving techniques. Fine. Now we are moving ahead for solving the problem. So before that, what are all the steps or what are all the things you have to analyze before going to solving a problem? So you analyze the circuit with only DC source present, and we are fully exploring our superposition theorem over here, okay, by taking one DC source at a time and analyzing the circuit with full efforts. So analyze the circuit with only DC source. The solution is DC source or a quiescent solution will be approached, which uses the DC signal model for the element, okay. Then replace each element in the circuit with a small signal model or a small signal hybrid pi model to analyze the transistor. Thirdly, analyze the small signal equivalent circuit, setting the DC component equal to 0 to produce the response of the circuit to a time varying input signal. These three steps are just the key of your solution of a problem. So very important. Can I move ahead? Okay. Here, now this is a few description as to how the components will behave in AC and DC. Assume that you have a resistor and its current relation is given as V by R. In DC model, it works as resistance only. In AC model, it will define as an resistance R only. Capacitor is of value, say C. So in current relation, this is a transformation relation. So IC is equal to S into CV. You might be studying, you will be, or you might have even studied in your network theory that you are using S transforms to define any component which is frequency related. So S is nothing but j omega. So here instead of S, I can represent as IC is equal to j omega C into V. Fine. So S is a domain, S domain, a frequency domain that we call. So capacitor relation of current and voltages S times C. Then in case of DC model, it is open. In case of AC model, it is working as C. Then inductor, its relation with voltages 1 upon SL, where this SL parameter is nothing but its impedance or susceptance so called. So this should be I, L. वो LL दिख रहा है. There is some error correction over here. So IL is equal to V upon SL, which is working as a short circuit. This should have been totally closed here. There should have been a bubble over here. So short, and in AC model it is working as an inductor. So diode is the current relation is given as IS. IS is a small DC current that is existing when no external voltage is applied. So you can see the current is varying exponentially. So ID is equal to IS in E raised to Vd by Vt minus 1. Vd is a forward bias voltage. Vt is the temperature varying voltage, which is 26 millivolts. Okay. So this is the diode current relation. And here, when it is forward bias, we get a gamma voltage, which is positive. And if it is negative, we get a negative reverse voltage here, VRF. Fine. So resistance RD is working as a resistance in forward bias direction, and resistance is this resistance RD is VT upon ID. Okay. Then independent voltage element, if at all. So VS is constant here. This is also constant, and in AC model it is working as a short. Independent current source, IS, this is constant. In DC model, it is working as an actual current source, and in case of AC model, it is short circuit. Okay, so please follow the steps of DC and AC analysis for representing various component. Largely, you will be exploring diode and capacitor and resistor out of these. DC voltage, or you can say independent voltage. And of course, your independent current also comes into picture if you are using an AC model. Am I fast in explaining? I'll go slow. So resistor, it behaves as resistor in both AC and DC model. Capacitor, it behaves as an open circuit in DC model and actually a capacitor in AC model. Similarly, your inductor behaves as a short circuit in DC model, whereas in AC model it actually works as an inductor. Your diode, which is there, it works as a forward bias in DC model with a voltage V gamma, and reversed bias voltages VRF, whereas in AC model your diode behaves as a resistance RD, which is given by Vt upon Id. Id is the current flow when diode is forward bias, and Vt is the temperature varying voltage Vt, which of a value 0.026 volts. Okay. Independent current source over here will be largely referred for AC model analysis, which is working as an open circuit, and independent voltage source will be largely used for DC analysis, which is working as a voltage source, actual voltage source. Okay. Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a small problem. I'll just describe you the problem. Here, common emitter configuration is given with a voltage source VC is equal to 12 volts, resistance RC 6 kilo ohms, base resistance RB as 50 K. Just experience how the values of resistances are selected so that you get the minimum base current. So base current is in microamperes. That is why a value of a higher value of base resistance is selected compared to your collector resistance. Okay. So, and beta is given to be 100. Forward bias voltage between the base to emitter, here it is written collector to emitter, here it should be base to emitter is 0.7 volts, and biasing voltage is 1.2 volts, and collector VCC is 12 volts. Okay, so you have to do the small signal analysis, or you have to find all the parameters voltage, small signal voltage gain of a bipolar transistor. Okay, so first you perform your DC analysis to find out your Q point. Okay, so collector current comes out to be 2.6 milliamperes. Okay, and VCE comes out to be 6 volt. Okay, this should be 2 milliamperes. I have written 1 milliamperes. Okay. Just lot of corrections are there today on the slide. Sorry. 6 volts and 2 milliamperes is the quiescent point condition. So DC analysis is done. Any doubt till here how to do DC analysis? I'll project the slide. Just go through it. Should I go ahead? Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this way, your quiescent point is found out, and which definitely tells that it is in stable state. Why? Because if you consider this transistor, okay, almost half of the voltage is existing at the collector terminal. So your Q point certainly lies at the center of the load line. Are you all getting? Voltage VCE is exactly a half of 12 volts. So that itself decides that your circuit is working in linear region. Fine. Now, for performing AC analysis, whatever was the transistor model, first you represent that. First you represent this model, which is R pi and GM V pi, and then connect the external resistances. Am I audible now? It is raining, that is why I am asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here resistance
Yes,
RB.
ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So resistance RB is connected between the input and the base, and your resistance RC is connected between the collector and emitter terminal. So as I told you, you will have to find out the value of R pi and GM. Here lies the answer to that. So beta was given to be how much? 100, right? So here you use this relation beta Vt upon ICQ. You will get the value of R pi, this R pi, which is 2.6 kilo ohms. Similarly, GM, ICQ upon Vt. Just one slide back, you have found out the value of ICQ. Here it should be 2, not 1. So 2 upon 0.26. This will change, okay? This answer will change, even this will change. or rather let me find out why I have taken ICQ as 1.
Ma'am, if you take it 2 now, then it will become 0, I
मैम
think.
This is
IC मैक्स है तो उसका हाफ में किया है
आप कौन
0
बात
आएगा.
कर रहे हैं? हाँ बराबर है, आप कौन बात कर रहे हैं?
Aryan.
मैम आर्यन
आर्यन.
और चेतन
हाँ यहाँ पे समझा. See students, this is IC max. Okay, so it has to be 1 milliamperes. IC max by 2. At that point our Q point is set. So that is why it is 1 milliamperes.
मैम से इसलिए वो हाफ ले लिया ना.
Half लेना.
That is-
Correct. हाँ हाँ correct. So here GM is ICQ upon VT. So you are getting a maximum value of conductance, that is 38.5 milliamperes per volt, and your voltage gain now you calculate, which is 11.4. Okay, so now it is coming negative. So this voltage gain is defining that there is a phase relationship existing between the output voltage and input signal. Why? Because this negative sign is coming into picture. We have been seeing frequently from module 2 to module 3 now here that this phase relation is coming because of the collector current. Okay, and there is no resistance here in the emitter. That is why. Otherwise this would have changed. Possibly, I don't say. If there is any resistance in the collector and if there is any resistance in the emitter and you are taking output across the emitter resistance, then configuration also changes. That time the configuration it will change from common emitter to common collector. But we are not interested in that configuration. We are interested only in the common emitter configuration. So that is why this voltage 2, there is a phase reversal of 90 degrees between the output voltage and the input voltage. Always. There will be always phase relation. Fine. Can I go ahead?
मैम वन डाउट है
हाँ बोलो.
मैम अगर वो क्वाइसेंट पॉइंट ऊपर है मतलब मिडल से जरा ऊपर या नीचे ऐसा कुछ होगा तो मतलब
हाँ.
क्या करने का लाइक
ऊपर या नीचे
मतलब
होगा
एक्सिस
ना.
मतलब
हाँ.
एक्सिस के एकदम जरा नजदीक होगा
एक्सेस के नजदीक है तो वो कट ऑफ में है, तो आपको वो
तो फिर
कंडीशन में
प्रॉपर रिजल्ट मतलब लिख देने का कि ऐसा ऐसा है.
yes certainly. Now theoretically talking you will have to write on paper, but if you are in lab and you are made to perform an experiment, so in that case what you will do is you will select the lesser value of the base resistance, or rather you will have to redesign.
वो क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम में अगर ऐसा आया तो इसीलिए
नहीं आता है, आएगा, certainly आएगा, because they will check your knowledge ना.
ओके
हाँ, they will check your knowledge regarding your quiescent point. वही important है एम्पलीफायर के लिए, तो वो वही चेक करेगा आपको. बराबर है. If you are writing theoretically, then you have to define that it will lead to clipping of a signal in which direction. Now if it quiescent point moves towards x-axis, then it
तो
will
फिर
enter
नेगेटिव साइकिल में
then it will cut off the negative cycle, right? If Q point is moving towards y-axis, then it is in
Positive.
saturation region, so it will clip the upper part of the signal, isn't it?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
if it is slightly below the center point, then both the parts are clipped off, then it is in non-linear region.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is some problem for you to practice here. So if you go back to your homework module, there it will show. So I'll stop sharing this and maybe I expect you all to work on it. So am I sharing something? No.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
विंडो में अभी शेयर कर रही हूँ क्या मैं? MS Team, EDC, XTC, Sen3, something, class notebook. No. Yes.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am, it's not classroom group, but you're sharing some.
What is I'm sharing? I also did not
The
understand.
Microsoft Teams window, ma'am.
The names of the participants.
Yes, ma'am. Name.
मैं वो
अच्छा
टीम्स का ही दिखा रहा है.
हाँ नहीं
हाँ.
लेकिन आई वांट अ टैब आई वांट क्रोम टैब वो नहीं दिख रहा है आज मुझे इसमें एक मिनट अटेंडेंस आई विल जस्ट फॉलो okay even though I'm not able to share with you all what you do is over the period of time it will not take a very huge time of your even if you solve at home because it's like homework only so it will just take 15 minutes and marking can be of 10 marks you can say so what you do is you solve that at home I have shared this thing it is quite late time period has also changed so I'll have to change some changes over there in the form so I'll just do that one of you can please remind me about the attendance I forget in a flow
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, the quiz and attendance are the same.
yeah that is there quiz you will have to hurry now because your time is getting over most my concern is not a quiz my concern is you understand each and every point properly I'm sharing the quiz also so can just try it together for this also I'll need to do something so that I get a proper you'll get a proper response time right
Ma'am, you have already shared the quiz. Is the quiz and attendance same?
no okay that was what someone was telling right sorry I will once again share both the things I think now I'm sharing quiz I'm sharing attendance also yeah both I have shared so please complete it Piyush any doubts you are facing Piyush Shaw
Ma'am, just if you can go a little slow, it will be okay.
yeah sure that's what you should talk no when we are discussing Aryan Singh how is the speed Yash Mistry
Ma'am, good.
good means what you are
Good,
able to
ma'am.
understand
I am also referring the demon book now, so it is getting easy.
real Abhinav
हम which Abhinav?
ये अभिनव यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है ये कुछ तो है कोई भी अभिनव बात करो ना क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है ये फादर एग्नल की बड़ी ट्रेजेडी है हर नाम के दो बच्चे होते हैं गोयल आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग व्हाट वी आर डूइंग कुशाग्र गोयल why do you hide Ray you are unmuted but you are not talking Kushagra Goyal
Hello, ma'am.
Yes are you understanding Goyal
Yes, ma'am.
see
Ma'am,
whenever
Goyal
you
is my last name. My first name is Kushagra.
I know even one Kushagra is at my home also he will come running up why are you calling my name
Okay.
yeah sorry for that
Fine, it's fine.
so what you do is you please be serious about your studies because what I'm observing whenever I ask you question either you will unmute but you will not speak no so
Ma'am, sometimes there are network issues and my mic sometimes it does not work like this time also. So I have to plug off my earphones and then speak.
Okay, okay. But you are you make it a point that you understand at each and every step and take little efforts
Yes, ma'am.
at home to go work on it, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That then it will be a really helpful session, as Yash is talking about. Shruti is there. Okay, first you will solve your quiz.
Yes, ma'am.